to all. Yea, also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil, and madness is in their heart while they live. And after that, they go to the dead. But to him that is joined to all the living, there is hope. For to him that is joined to all the living, there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have they any more a reward. For the memory of them is forgotten. Also their love and their hatred and their envy is now perished. Neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun. Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, drink thy wine with a merry heart. For God now accepteth thy works. Let thy garments be always white. Let thy garments be always white. Let thy head lack no ointment. Live joyfully, the wife whom thou lovest all the days of the life of thy vanity, which he hath given thee under the sun, all the days of thy vanity. For that is thy portion in this life. And in thy labor, which thou takest under the sun, whatsoever thou hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. But there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snared in the evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them. I've been given specific instructions by our apostle. He wants me to talk to you tonight concerning being faithful and committed to God through service. Being faithful and committed to God through service. In other words, faithful to ministry and faithful to the church. Psalms 9. Psalms 9. Mr. Tyler. It's hard to remain faithful and committed without trust. God knows those that trust in him. It's hard to remain faithful and committed without trust. God knows those that trust in him. Just like the song said, I got my mind made up. And I won't turn back because I'm going to see my Jesus one day. Psalms 9 and verse 6, what does it say?
O thou enemy, destructions are come to perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities. The memorial is perished with them, but the Lord shall endure forever. He hath prepared his throne for judgment, and he shall judge the world in righteousness. He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed.
The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed.
A refuge in time of trouble.
A refuge in times of trouble.
And they that know thy name.
And they that know thy name.
Will put their trust in thee.
Will put their trust in thee.
For thou, Lord, have not forsaken them that seek thee.
Yes.
Sing praises to the Lord, which dwelleth in Zion.
Nahum chapter 1. Nahum chapter 1 and verse 7. Listen to the Bible as it speaks. The Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. It's hard to remain faithful and committed without trust. 2 Timothy chapter 3, we have to be faithful and committed to the church even when other people don't understand our level of commitment. And I'm talking about extended family and friends and co-workers. In most cases, this is what you will find. In 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 3, listen to the Bible as it speaks.
Without natural affection,
Without natural affection,
truce breakers, false accusers,
yes,
incontent,
yes,
fierce, despisers of those that are good,
despisers of those that are good,
traitors,
traitors,
heady,
high-minded,
lovers of pleasure,
lovers of pleasure,
more than lovers of God.
more than lovers of God. See, we are a lover of God more than a lover of pleasure. With the world, that is opposite.
Having a form of godliness,
And what they have is a form of godliness,
but denying the power thereof.
but denying the power thereof. They don't understand why it is that we do what we do. They don't understand why we're constantly in church, obedient to leadership, because they have a form of godliness. They don't know anything about prayer and fasting and laying on their face before God, because they have a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. What else does it say?
From such turn away.
From such turn away. When you do it right, when you do it the Bible way, folk will not like you. Might as well get that out of your mind. You want everybody to like you, but it's not happening. In fact, folk are going to hate you. And listen to me good. The line is drawn in the sand. A separation or a division has to take place. Matthew chapter 10, and I want to show you something. The people that knew you will begin to talk about you and make fun of you. You remember how they did Jesus? Man, we know you, Jesus. You married, son. You the son of a carpenter. We know your genealogy. We remember when you were crawling. But see, folk don't know you after the spirit. Now, some of you are giants in the spirit. My God. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 33. I remember when they used to sell dope. I remember when they used to drink. That's all they can remember. That's what I used to do, but what I'm doing now. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 33. Listen to the Bible as it speaks.
But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father, which is in heaven.
Yes.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Listen now, this is God talking.
I come not to send peace.
I come not to send peace,
but a sword.
See, you're going to draw a line in the sand. When you do it the Bible way, a line in the sand is drawn. A division has to take place somewhere. And I mean sometimes even in your own household.
For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. But he that loveth the son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
Yes.
And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it. And
Mark chapter 13. Whosoever shall lose his life for my sake shall find it. Mark chapter 13 and verse 12.
Now the brother shall betray the brother to death, and the father the son. And children shall rise up against their parents, and shall cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men.
Did you see that? Not some men, but all men. Ye shall be hated of all men.
For my name's sake.
For my name's sake,
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
John chapter 15. Now, if people hated Jesus, you know they're going to hate you. John chapter 15 and verse 18. Listen to the Bible as it speaks.
If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you.
Go with me to the book of James, and I have a question for you. How deep is your love? How deep is your love? How deep is your commitment? Now, I don't care how much love you have. I don't care how much commitment you have. I don't care how much faith you have. If you don't put it into action, it's no good. Faith is action. Commitment is action. And if it's no good, then it's dead. James chapter 2 and verse 17.
Even so faith, if it had not works, is dead, being alone. Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. Thou believest that there is one God, thou doest well.
Yes.
The devil also believed and trembled. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead?
Nehemiah chapter 1. I want you to notice faith in action. In the commitment that was displayed. Nehemiah chapter 1 and verse 3. Nehemiah chapter 1, verse 3. Listen to the Bible as it speaks. And they said unto me, the remnant that are left of the captivity there in the province are in great affliction and reproach. The wall of Jerusalem also is broken down, and the gates thereof are burnt with fire. And it came to pass when I heard these words that I sat down and wept and mourned certain days and fasted and prayed before the God of heaven. Now go with me, if you will, to chapter 2. Chapter 2 and verse 2. Listen to the Bible as it speaks. Wherefore the king said unto me, why is thy countenance sad, seeing thou art not sick? He asked him a question. You ain't sick, so what's wrong with you? This is nothing else but sorrow of heart. Then I was very sore afraid, and said unto the king, let the king live forever. Why should not my countenance be sad when the city, the place of my father's sepulchres, lieth waste, and the gates thereof are consumed with fire? Verse 4, then the king said unto me, for what doest thou make request? So I prayed to the God of heaven, and I said unto the king, if it please the king, and if thy servant have found favor in thy sight, that thou wouldest send me unto Judah, unto the city of my father's sepulchres, that I may build it. And the king said unto me, the queen also sitting by him, for how long shall thy journey be? And when wilt thou return? So it pleased the king to send me, and I set him a time. Verse 11, listen to the Bible as it speaks. So I came to Jerusalem and was there 3 days, and I arose in the night, and I and some few men with me. Neither told I any man what my God had put in my heart to do at Jerusalem. See, sometimes we talk too much. When you be a blessing to the church or the man or a woman of God, it ain't for you to go and tell everybody. You go and tell everybody, you don't receive your reward then. If you give me some clothes, I